Hello everybody and welcome. Macro Talk. It's Tuesday evening, 8 o'clock on, what is it, April 15th. Yes, all day long. This Thursday, Macro Talk 2, we're getting back to macro. We're not doing macro tonight, but on Thursday we're going to be talking about lenses and selecting the right lens for the job, whatever that job may be. And I'm going to give you a new flow chart to use to organize your thoughts when picking a lens for a particular job. I'll tell you what lens work best for what job you're doing. Okay, that'll be fun. Saturday, after stack number 21, we're talking about Topaz Photo AI. So if you use it, please come and tell us how you use it, why you use it, what it's good for. And if you don't, yeah, come anyway and learn about it. I think most of you use it now, so it'll be a fun conversation. What are you doing this weekend? You want to know what I'm doing this weekend? This is what I'm doing this weekend. I am going to try to catch up on the pile of microscopes that I now have on my desk. They have started arriving in force. It's going to take 2 hours just to saw them in half. Each. Yeah, I'll grow muscles doing that. So, yeah, if you want to get any of the links from the last couple of weeks, there were a bunch of links that I put out last week. It's on my blog post. Go over to www.alanwallsphotography.com/blog and then look for the last week's article. It's got all the links in it. If you were trying to catch up with any of the stuff I was telling you about, it's in there. There are also some photographs in this week's blog post, and it's over there as well. Okay, so tonight we are taking a break from talking about macro stuff. Well, sort of a break from talking about macro stuff. We're going to do something different for a change. I was looking at YouTube. That's all I do for relaxation, except for reading. I read and I look at YouTube because I think YouTube is one of the great resources out there for all of us, no matter what it is we do, what we're interested in. There's somebody making video content, and some of it's very, very good. And over the years that I've been doing it, 6 years I've been doing it, the content has got, well, some of the content has got much, much better. Some of the content is still absolute rubbish, but that's the nature of YouTube. But there are a number of channels that I regularly watch, and it occurred to me that I've never actually talked about them, the people that I think are doing a fantastic job. So I thought this evening I might do that, just run through the people that are on my subscription list, the people that I generally watch that show up on my list. Now, let me be clear that this is not everything that I watch. I watch lots of things that I don't necessarily subscribe to. And for a specific reason, I'll go searching a particular subject matter that may not be on this list. But I thought to give it some kind of context, I'd tell you what I think makes for good content. Now, I have a vested interest in making good content. If I'm not making good content, then there wouldn't be anybody here to watch the video. So it's very important that I know what good content means, but I don't necessarily think I've ever communicated that to you. For me, a YouTube video or a live stream has to teach me something new. Even if it's just a little something, I have to leave it with something that I didn't come with. It has to be a presenter or a group of presenters that I in some way care about. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to pick up on their excitement about whatever the topic may be. And that's difficult to do, but it has to be a host or a presenter that I care about. It has to give me an experience, or it can give me an experience that I'm otherwise never going to have. And some of these you'll see they cover topics that I'll never get to experience myself, but I can enjoy vicariously through these presenters. So that's another key to a good channel for me. It's an opportunity for me to observe experts in action. So a lot of the channels that I watch are people doing things and doing them really, really well. I think that's a very valuable thing for a YouTube video to do, is to demonstrate something being done perfectly. Also, I watch some channels just to be entertained. I don't need to be particularly educated by it, but I just want to be entertained. I want to laugh or smile, and less of them than you might think, but a few of them anyway. So the characteristics of a good channel and good content: it has to have good video. The video and the editing have to be pretty decent, but that's not as important as number two, which is critical. The audio must be good. If the audio isn't good, I'm not going to watch it, even if the video is good. But the other way around, I can deal with poor video more than I can poor audio. It has to be organized, and the content has to be delivered in a clear fashion that I can follow, even if I'm not following particularly closely. Sometimes I'll have a channel on when I'm doing something else, but I still want to be able to follow what's going on. So clear, organized content. If they're using graphics, they really need to be well done. They need to be good graphics that are clear and tell the story and illustrate the point that's being made. The presenter needs to treat the audience respectfully. If they don't do that, if they dumb it down too much, or are too repetitive, then I lose interest. I like to be, given the benefit of the doubt by the presenter. I hate clickbait. I hate titles and tricks within a video to make you keep watching, just to get irritated when the trick becomes apparent. Clickbait's the worst of that, and I really just abhor it. It's why my titles are so boring, is because I won't use it. I won't try to lure people in. I'll tell you what's in the video, but yeah, that's important to me. A word about video length. For the longest time, for years, people have told me, your videos are too long. Cut your videos down to size. And I don't think that's the issue. I think that for a long time, my videos were too long for how much content I was giving. Maybe not too long overall. I watch a lot of videos that run over an hour, because if it's an interesting topic and the information is given concisely, I'll watch it for an hour. I'll watch it for 2 hours if I'm learning something. If I'm not learning something, then of course 2 minutes is too long. So length itself is of marginal importance to me. I never look at a video and see how long it is before I decide whether or not I'm going to watch it. That's not a criteria I care about. If it's a subject I want to watch, I'll watch it. Okay, what about preparing videos for an audience? Generally speaking, I can tell when a presenter is doing something specifically to please an audience, as opposed to doing something specifically to please themselves with the quality of the content they're putting out. And honestly, I don't really like it. I much prefer, and I find the videos that do best for me are the ones that I enjoy the most, the ones that I'm most enthusiastic about, the ones that I feel like I really have something to contribute. They're the ones I like. They're, generally speaking, the ones you end up liking too. So I don't really get into that, and I react a little bit negatively when I see other people doing it. So with that said, what are the channels that I watch? I've split them up into some categories. They're a little on the arbitrary side, because you'll see that there are some videos that could fall in several categories. But for the sake of this discussion, I'm going to go through these very, very fast, and I'm hopefully going to tell you something you don't know about them, because I know a lot of you already watch these channels, and heck, a lot of you recommended these channels to me. So I think that's worth bearing in mind. Let me see if I can get this thing going. Yes, apparently I can. These are not in any order. except for the fact that we're starting with my grouping called Science, Engineering, and Making Stuff. The first one, and it's not first because I like it more than any others. In fact, I don't like this quite as much as a lot of the other stuff. This guy's good, and I think his content's really clever. His name is Derek Muller, Dr. Derek Muller, and Veritasium is the name of the channel. I'm sure most of you watch this. It's a science-focused channel that explores all kinds of complex scientific concepts. I watched one about Einstein's theory of relativity last night that went on for an hour and a half. It was very good, very thorough, very confusing, but quite enjoyable. He does lots of experiments, and he interviews people, gets around, and has pretty thought-provoking stuff. His channel is massive. By the way, all of these channels are massive compared to ours. That's just the nature of the beast. Anyway, the reason I think he's so successful is because he makes stuff digestible and simple. He's a good physical presence in the video. He looks good. He sounds good. He's very charismatic. If you haven't followed this guy, by the way, all of these are written down in my blog post. At the end, there's a list of every single site I'm going to show you, because we're going to be going through these so fast you might not get a chance to write them down. They're in the blog post, and you can find them from there. The second one has absolutely nothing to do with this. It's a totally different kind of site. It's called Cutting Edge Engineering Australia, CEE. It's about this guy, Curtis, and it's filmed by his wife, whose name I think is Karen, and their dog. And this guy is a real-world, large equipment engineer. He fixes gigantic broken things like tractors and earth movers. And he's just funny and smart and a great engineer. And he makes his own tools, and it's just really... I guess it's living vicariously through him. I think I always wanted to learn how to use milling machines and lathes, and he does it in a grand way. It's just fun to watch. And if you're into engineering at all, watch it. You get all kinds of demonstrations, very much down to earth, and you're going to love their dog. They've got a little, I guess, a bulldog of some kind. It's it's kind of weird to watch, but you should try it. The next one is... Again, it's an engineering thing. This is inheritance machining. This is by a guy named Brandon, who I think he lives somewhere in this area near me, somewhere in Middle-earth. He is telling a story, and has been since the channel started, about restoring his granddad's workshop. Now, I think this guy is an engineer of some kind and has experience with it, because what he does is a lot of pretty fancy stuff. And he does it all in his home workshop. He's always getting new pieces of equipment that he has to refurbish. And he tells a story the whole way through. I really like him. He's very, very approachable. He's funny as can be when he's telling his jokes. Lots of crude innuendo, but in a very classy way. And he's a good videographer. I like his channel. I think you'd like it too. Next is somebody who has pretty much no personality. That's probably not fair to say. His name's Bill, and his channel's called Dronebot Workshop. And I've been following this guy for years because he is such a good teacher. It's a Canadian channel, and he focuses on robotics and electronics. He offers tutorials on Arduino, Raspberry Pi, other microcontrollers. Shows you how to run everything, anything that you can imagine that you might use in a project. He's done a video on it. And while they're slow sometimes, and he can be a tad on the pedantic side, he gets to all the points. And I have learned more stuff from this guy than almost anybody. He's very, very, very good. I recommend him quite highly. Dronebot Workshop, and that's Bill. Next is another engineering one. This is the engineering mindset. This is it's a an engineering for people who don't know about engineering, really. It's a simplified set of tutorials that cover the core principles that engineers need to know. And it makes really complex stuff fairly straightforward. And it's great if you're dabbling in engineering like I do. You learn enough about stuff to be safe. So I enjoy it, recommend it highly. Next one is completely different, even though it's an engineering site. It's called Not an Engineer. We don't know who this guy is. This guy here, if you can see him on the right hand side, he is apparently, he says he's not an engineer, and maybe he's not, but he's got this workshop in his garage, and he does a lot of kind of quasi-precision milling, but he is forever making mistakes, and it's a great way to learn how not to do stuff, and he's very, very funny. He's from Australia, I think. It might be New Zealand, but the whole time he's talking, he's always holding a tool in his right hand and talking into it like it was a microphone. Very strange, but give him a try. If you're into anything like engineering at all, you'll like this guy, I think. Very funny. All right, next up, Tom Stanton. This guy is Grant Sanderson. No, I beg your pardon. I was on the wrong page of my notes. Do you know how long it took to take notes on all these guys? Tom Stanton's an aerospace engineer by training, as several of these people on my list are. And he also goes through engineering concepts, but he does it a little bit differently. He's into rockets and flying things, and he gets into a lot of detail on how the projects are built and takes you through everything. It's more fun than practical stuff for me. And I haven't made many of his projects, but I just enjoy listening to him talk because he's good. He knows his stuff. A lot of fun. Next up is somebody who also probably doesn't have much in the way of personality, but my goodness, can he teach how to use Fusion 360. This guy is Kevin Kennedy. That's his name, and he does this product design online site, and his videos are really detailed, step by step, how to make anything, and he's got bunches of them. They tackle things in a logical way. If you are trying to learn Fusion 360, there are only two resources you need. You need Tangent. That's our 3D modeling program that you'll enjoy immensely, but also Product Design Online. This is really great. Fusion 360 in a nutshell. I like the guy. Very, very good, if a little on the dry side. Next, probably the best of all the channels that I look at, though the one that I understand least, is this guy, 3 Blue 1 Brown. 3 Blue 1 Brown is a challenging site if you're not a mathematician, which I am not. It's a guy named Grant Sanderson that I mentioned earlier, and he takes really complex math issues and presents them with brilliant graphics. I mean, absolutely brilliant graphics that even I can understand some of these concepts. Not all of them by any means, but he takes super complicated stuff and makes it a lot easier to get your head around. The thing about Grant's stuff is I often have to watch it multiple times. The series he's done on large language models and AI, he has 7, I think, videos, possibly 8 in the series, and I've watched them all 3 times, and I still don't know what it is. But he's engaging and brilliant guy, and his storytelling is fantastic. He covers a lot of stuff that's of interest to us, by the way. He talks about the mathematics of lenses and light paths, that type of thing. If you want to be challenged, check out his site. Next, much more light-hearted but a lot of fun, is Daniel Tartaglia. This guy is amazing. He makes stuff in his home workshop with hand tools and power tools, but nothing that fancy. And he makes it every single step of it, and you get to watch it. And he doesn't say anything. He just makes it and shows it to you, and as he goes. It's actually unbelievably easy to follow along if you just pay close attention to it. I have made some of his stuff. I made a little drill press thing in my shop following his lead. He's made all kinds of things that would be awesome for what we do. Specimen movers and yeah, all kinds of stuff. He's a great guy. Don't know if he's a nice guy because I've never heard him say anything, but he's certainly very good at what he does. Next up, excuse me, is another physicist and science communicator guy, is Steve Mould, English chap, and he explains scientific phenomena other than the things we've been talking about, the pure science stuff. He does great experiments. He makes stuff, and like you can see in the thumbnails here, torpedoes and treadmills and things, and he makes it all so engaging and interesting. You can't help but learn something when you watch his videos. He always looks like he just got out of bed in time to make the video, but the content is fantastic. I really like it. It's excellent. Linus Tech Tips. You may have heard about this guy. He's actually been in the news for some negative stuff in the last few years, but I really like him. It's another Canadian website and Canadian channel. This guy Linus, I can't remember what his name is. Well, obviously his name is Linus, but Sebastian. That's right, Linus Sebastian. He covers all kinds of tech things, everything. He reviews hardware, builds PCs, talks about the industry, and he makes a lot of jokes. Some of them aren't very funny, and he can be a bit irritating sometimes, but I trust him. I trust his advice. It's pretty good. And his videos are really slick. I think he has camera people doing all of the shooting, as well as probably a team of engineers doing the editing and everything. Very high production value. He's a charismatic guy. A lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, check him out. On the other end of the spectrum with computer hardware is this guy, Paul. I don't know who he is. Heimlich. Paul Heimlich. A Heimlich maneuver, and he just talks about PC hardware and building computers, but I've found it very helpful to learn about computer components and learn about how computers work. He's a very sharp guy, has little in the way of personality, maybe. That's probably not fair. He's got 1.5 million subscribers, so bear that in mind. He is good. This may also be Canadian, but I'm not absolutely sure. Check it out. If you're into computers and stuff, good one. All right. Talking about high-end scientists, this is Dr. Sabine Hossenfelder. This is one of Rick Littlefield's favorite channels. Sabine is a genius theoretical physician, and she does a wonderful job talking about physics and the philosophy of science and all kinds of things that you don't hear about in regular mainstream news. She talks about in a very clear and understandable, graspable way. I like her. She's very critical in a good way, and she gives clear explanations. So if you're looking for perspectives from an expert on things that maybe are a little harder to talk about, this lady is Science with Sabine Hossenfelder. Her channel, Science with Sabine. It's absolutely fantastic. I recommend it very highly. This is one I found quite by mistake. It's called Great Scott, and it's a guy named Scott, and he's, well, a Scottish. And for the longest time, I don't think he ever had his face on the channel. It was just his hands. And what he does is he breaks electronics. He breaks them apart, looks at them, reviews them, tells you about them. It's very informal, very casual. But I have learned a lot about what makes devices work and not work. It's very entertaining if you're into that kind of thing. but it's a very different approach. I don't have that guy who electrocutes himself a lot. I can't remember his name either, but I know he's popular with a lot of people. But this is my version of that. I love his Scottish accent too. He's from the east coast of Scotland, so he has a very, as Alistair will recognise, a very pan-loafy accent. Don't ask me what that means. It's too complicated. Okay. This is a guy, I think he's German. I'm not 100% sure of that, but his name is Homo Faciens. Whatever that, it's making human. Okay, all right. He is crazy, but he makes stuff, electronic stuff, with bits and pieces around his shop or garage or house, and they actually work. And I have done more stuff following this guy's lead, breaking down old broken printers to take out and use the motors and the moving parts. This guy's really clever, and I like him. He's entertaining to listen to, and he gives you a lot of content in a fairly short time. If you haven't checked him out and you're into making stuff, check him out. Like him a lot. Very good. Microbe Hunter, I'm sure everybody knows. Oliver Kim, this is the world of amateur microscopy, and this guy shows you how to use your microscope, how to prepare specimens, and he observes all kinds of different life and shares it with you. He's a bit of a geek in a positive way, but it's educational, it's interesting. He's passionate about what he does, and he has a kind of a big community around him, and I really appreciate what he does. Great work and some lovely videos. So if you don't know this guy, do check him out. I think you'll be pleased. Jeremy Fielding is an engineer, and this guy, it does what I do, only much better. He takes things apart and puts things back together again. He's very interesting to listen to. He does some very aggressive and demanding projects, making like big, massive robot arms and things like that in his shop. And he does a lot of clear, concise tutorials. I found his stuff to be very helpful, and he's very inspiring too. I think he aims some of his stuff at a younger audience, but it works fine for me. And he breaks down complicated engineering issues into very understandable, very approachable content. I like him, and if you haven't checked him out, check him out. Put him on your list. He calls himself a tinkerer, inventor, and a teacher. Mostly a teacher, I would say. Very good. Next up, a completely different guy. This one probably should be in a separate category. This guy, Uri Tuckman, is hysterical. He is absolutely one of the funniest guys I've ever seen on YouTube. And I don't know what his background is, but he makes stuff. He's very good at carving metal. What do you call it? It's got a better name than that, where he hammers it with a chisel. And he makes these intricate, ridiculous tools that nobody would ever need or want. But watching him make it is very educational. And he does it all in his little shop at home with mostly hand tools. And he makes crazy stuff. And he makes it work. And he's just so funny. I said the other guy earlier on looks like he's always just woken up out of bed to make his video. This guy looks sometimes like he's still asleep, but absolutely love the guy. He's got a tremendous personality, and recommend him very highly. Uri Tuckman. All right, where are we? Next one is also an engineer, but this is a structural engineer. I love watching this guy's video. He does the big stuff. I mean, railway tunnels that are collapsing and buildings that are falling over, and gigantic locks and dams and factories and railroads. This guy, Fred Mills is his name. I don't know what B1M stands for. Maybe if you do, you can tell me. But he focuses on large-scale architecture and construction, And his documentaries are really well put together. The production value is absolutely top notch, and I think you'll love it. It's I don't know how big a staff he must have for this thing, but it's really like high-end television, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it. Learned a lot about engineering from watching this guy. There is another chap I forgot to put on the list. I think it's Everyday Engineering, and I can't remember his name. I'll have to tell you that next time. But he's, I think, even better at this. But yeah, I didn't get him on the list, so I don't have his cover art to show you. But not to worry. The last one I have in this category is Journey to the Microcosmos. It's a much smaller channel, but, well, I'd say much smaller. It's a lot bigger than mine, but it's a small channel compared to some of these other ones. This is some of the best micro video that you'll ever see. They shoot lots of very, very high quality video through microscopes and look at a whole bunch of different organisms and types of organisms, and just beautiful, beautiful photography. So I highly recommend it. Journey to the Microcosmos. It's Hank Green and Deboki Chavarati and James Weiss, I believe, are the people. And it has some music with it as well. It's nice. It's just relaxing and fun to watch. But stunning microscopy. I highly recommend it. Okay, now the next category we're going to get into is photography. And you're going to be surprised, I think, how little macro photography video I watch. Probably because, yeah, I'm making it and not watching it. But the ones I do have, I think these guys are great. Thomas Heaton is one of the first photographers I started following years and years ago. He's a landscape photographer, but he has a wonderful sensibility. I mean, he really explains what he's doing in a very positive way. This guy will go out, hike 15 miles to the top of a mountain, set up his camera and sit there for 8 hours, not light the light, and leave because he couldn't get the shot. So this guy is really dedicated, and his pictures are fantastic. He's a bit of a funny character. Yeah, he's from the UK, so that would probably explain that. But he's well worth following, just to kind of get the Zen effect of how good a photographer that he is. By the way, he travels around the country, mostly in the UK, in a camper van. And it's a big part of the charm of his channel is watching the guy wake up in the morning and make his coffee in his camper van and leave the thing at 4 o'clock in the morning to go hiking to the top of a mountain. It's fun to watch, and it's fun because I don't have to do it. But it's very authentic, very approachable, and his stuff's good. I like him. Next up is your friend and mine, Stuart Wood. Is one of the only macro photographers, well, there are a couple on this list, but Stuart's just a one-of-a-kind kind of guy. He's a macro photographer, as you know, and he loves the macro world, and he respects it, and he's a big fan of spiders, and he photographs them about as well as anybody, including Thomas Shahan, who's another absolute phenom. But yeah, Stuart's a great guy. We've had him on the channel a couple of times. He's funny, and he's engaging, he's bright, and he's a fantastic photographer, and he will teach you what he knows. So a great channel. He's from the UK also, so check him out. Stuart Wood, a real winner. Totally different kind of guy who was also a landscape photographer, but funny as can be, is this guy Photo Tripper. It's actually not his name, it's Gavin Hardcastle, and he's a landscape photographer, and he goes on these adventures where he's out traveling around, and he seems to constantly be getting in trouble with people, with his wife/girlfriend, stalker. I'm not exactly sure what their relationship is, but he's funny. The visuals in his videos are great. He's really a great photographer. much better than he lets on. And he gives lots of good practical advice. Nothing I don't like about this guy's channel. I just wish I had more time to watch it. But definitely worth the effort if you get the chance. One that I know many of you are already following, fans of, is Jan Wegner. Jan's a bird photographer, and he really shares it all in his videos. He's a bit dry, but he's so expert, and he's got lovely equipment to show you, and he gets some of the most blindingly good images. You just wouldn't believe them. So listening to him and watching him work, whatever kind of photography you do, he's inspirational. And he gives great insights, whether you're brand new to photography or been doing it for years. Even if you're not into bird photography, I do recommend you watch him. The guy's great. Now, after your photography, when you get back to the studio and you need to get your pictures ready to put on YouTube or whatever, you need to learn how to use Photoshop. And if you're not going to AFterStack, which of course is the premier way to learn how to post-process your pictures, then go to Flern. Flern is the invention of Mr. Aaron Nace. And I've been watching Aaron's videos since I started, well, since I knew what YouTube was. He is so good at getting across Adobe's basic workflow in Photoshop. He takes it right back to the basics. So no matter what he's talking about, how complicated it is, he simplifies it and makes it approachable to everybody. Aaron Nace, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that other than the staff of experts at AFterStack, Aaron Nace is the best teacher of Photoshop in the world. And if you don't know him, you owe it to yourself to check him out. Clear instruction, high quality content. He's a funny guy. He's got a great personality, and he will teach you everything you need to know about Photoshop. Seriously. Another landscape photographer who's pretty smart guy is this guy, Mark Denny, another Englishman. He left corporate business to get into photography, and has been doing it ever since basically I did the same. And he has had quite a journey, and he's very good, and his content has got better and better over the years. I like him. He gives tutorials, and he also covers a lot of the business of doing photography professionally. If you're interested in that at all, he's pretty good. Sense of humor is a bit strange, but yeah, he's good. He is a tad bit prone to clickbaity titles, though. That's something he can work on, maybe, if he cares. Next is a guilty pleasure. I shouldn't like this guy, but I do. I still like him. His name's Peter McKinnon. He's a Canadian photographer, filmmaker. You either love the guy or you hate him. He is a really, really clever videographer. I love what he does in his videos. He does stuff that everybody then copies, but he started out doing it himself. He's funny. He's not as funny as he thinks he is, but he's still pretty funny. Funny enough for me to watch him. He has a measly 6 million people follow him, of whom I am one. So, watch him. He goes all over the world. He can afford it. He's got a big channel, and he's very charismatic, and a lot of people follow him. A lot of people like him. There's a good reason for it. So, somebody who's a little less well known, but really, really high quality, is this guy Sean Tucker. Sean is I don't know how to describe him. He was in well, I shouldn't say that. That's really no, forget that. I'm not gonna tell you his history. He talks about it on his channel, and you can learn it there if you want. But he left one life to become a photographer, and his approach is very different to all of the other folks we've talked about. He is very cerebral, and he thinks a lot about the psychological impact of that being photographed or taking photographs. He's kind of a city photographer. He likes to do street photography, but he's equally at home with portrait work and landscapes. But he tends to focus on the personal aspect of it. Some of his stuff is pretty heavy, and it can be challenging in a positive way. If you've never seen his stuff, I strongly recommend you give it a try, because he gets into motivation as well as the technical stuff. He's very introspective, very bright. You can tell the guy's just as sharp as a tack. I had an issue years and years ago when I started. You may remember this. It was like 5 years ago. I did a special thing for COVID, where I was trying to get people to contribute photographs, and I was reaching out to a lot of the YouTube photographers and to ask some advice on how best to do that. And of all of them, of everybody that I reached out to, I only heard back from one, and it was Sean, who thought that what we were doing was of value, and he wanted to offer his help. And I was really touched by that, and have continued to follow him since. Classy guy, classy channel, well worth watching. Steve Perry is somebody that I know a lot of you Nikon users are familiar with. His channel is called Back Country Gallery, and he is a Nikon shooter, and to me, his most valuable contribution to my photography is helping me understand complex cameras. He does the best job of walking you through a new camera body and teaching you all kinds of stuff about the camera you didn't know. It's a great resource. I don't do a lot of the kind of photography he does, but that's not because I wouldn't if I had the opportunity. But he's just a very smart guy, and if you want to know how to make your new Z camera work, go watch Steve Perry's channel, and you'll come away with your head spinning. Very, very good. Great presenter, funny guy, got a great sense of humor. And if you're a Nikon shooter, you must know this guy. Now, a familiar one to many of you, Planet Fungi. That's the name of the channel. It's Stephen Axford, who I know you know, and Catherine Marciniak. We had them on the program a couple of years ago. The photography on their channel is absolutely fantastic, just fantastic. If you haven't seen it, you really must. These are two wonderful people. If you haven't seen my interview with Stephen and Catherine, you need to check that out. We interviewed them a couple of years ago. I should have a link to give to you right now, but I don't have it with me. So there you go. I'll find it and put it in the notes. Planet Fungi, absolutely stunning photography. Some of the best fungus photography you'll ever see. And I'm going to mention one that it's kind of not really super active right now. But I think that's I think that may be changing. I don't know for a fact. Michael Waddell, he's also been on the channel with me. We had a discussion with him, and he's a very, very nice chap. And yeah, I like him personally. I like his photography. I like his style, his laid-back approach. If you haven't seen his stuff, he does a lot of outdoor walking around macro that's very chill, but also very fun. And he teaches you lots of stuff about lenses and other equipment. And you know, like we do on this channel, he does branch out from time to time and cover some other interesting stuff. So yeah, a lot of his stuff now is back catalog, and I think he's doing something else with his career right now. But definitely he's got lots and lots of videos well worth checking out. The last person I have on my video collection is going to get a mention, because I so am in awe of what this guy does. It's Gregor Baran, and Gregor is from Europe, and what he does is he uses a lot of these new techniques like photogrammetry that we talked about before to create textures that are used in video games and other online digital media. And he does 3D scanning and shows you how to set this stuff up. The reason I enjoy his channel and the reason I still watch it is because when I was doing a lot of this photogrammetry and other 3D modeling, I used a lot of his insights to save myself time in learning the ropes, and he has done a more thorough job of documenting it than just about anybody out there. So if you're into scanning or creating materials for video games, that type of thing, you probably already know this guy. But if you don't, check him out. He's a nice guy. He and I communicate from time to time, and yeah, he's somebody to learn from. All right, now the next three are kind of a bit strange, and yeah, you may not it may not make much sense to you, but I'm into flying. I used to fly, obviously not commercially. I used to fly little aeroplanes. And I've always been fascinated by the process of flight and how professional pilots do it. I think that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot more than I wanted to be a doctor, more than I wanted to be an engineer. So I'm not sure I got the order right, but if I'd been pilot first, I definitely would have ended up on this guy's channel, Pilot Debrief, because I would have had an accident, I'm sure. That's why I quit flying. So I survived it. I don't want to push my luck. The guy that runs this channel, his name is Hoover. He doesn't give his name, his full name, but he's a former lieutenant colonel with the U.S. Air Force and used to fly the F-15 Strike Eagle. He was in the Air Force for 20 years or so. And what he does is he analyzes misadventures and accidents, things that go wrong in commercial, usually aviation, but also in private aviation. He doesn't pull his punches, and he gives you so much information that you will never get in an aeroplane again if you subscribe to his channel. I'm getting ready to fly to Scotland, and I'm just absolutely trying not to watch any more of his videos until then. I think having his military background gives a flavor to his discussions, which are absolutely no nonsense, very thorough, very enjoyable in a creepy kind of way. Next up is Mentor Pilot, spelt in the European way. This is Peter Hornfelt is his name, and he is an actual 737 pilot. And he does the same thing as Hoover, only he's coming at it from the commercial airline pilot's approach, and he's probably the best in the business when it comes to explaining the complex chain of events that cause untoward things to happen. He does it with a more personal touch than I think anybody else. He's got a great accent. He mispronounces lots of words, but makes them sound pretty cool anyway. I like him. He covers a lot of things like pilot training and flight operations and airport operations. A lot of fun to learn from. Very, very good. There's another guy who does a similar thing, but he's a lot funnier. And he's a 747 pilot. His name's Kelsey Hughes. He flies 747 cargo planes all around the world. And yeah, he's just funny. He likes snacks. He talks about eating snacks on 747s more than anything else. But he also picks apart the misadventures with his aeroplane of choice. You should watch him. He's a lot of fun, much more light-hearted than Petter. But that's it. They're the only three of those I have. I'm going to whip very, very quickly through my music catalog because these are the ones I watch when I'm eating my dinner at night and I want to relax. Jacob Collier is a British, I'm going to call him what he is, a kid. He is one of the most amazing musicians you'll ever meet. And his videos are extremely good and very, very inspiring. He does amazing things with music. Rick Beato is lives in Atlanta. He's a former music producer who teaches you everything there is to know about music and the people that make it. He's full of opinions, but he's funny. He's a nice guy, and I really enjoy his stuff. Thoroughly enjoy it. Not a particularly nice guy, but an absolutely stupendously good guitarist is Paul Davids. I don't know where he's from, but he can be a little bit snotty. But he plays guitar very well, and he can teach you. He'll teach you a lot of tricks of the trade. Nice guy, not so much. Great guitarist, absolutely. This one, I don't know why I like it so much. It's Pomplamoose Music, and this guy is the guy that founded Patreon. He's Mr. Patreon, and this is his lovely wife. And she has the most enchanting voice, and he's a very good musician, a very good keyboard player. Together, they make all this music with their band, and it's absolutely fantastic. I can't stop watching it because they do these covers that are so clever and sound so lovely, and could not recommend them more highly. Pomplamoose Music. Check them out. Next, AWPhotography. This guy's a nutcase. He's a bass player, and his videos are funny. If you're into music at all, especially if you're into bass, watch him because he is hysterical. Next up is my favorite new artist of the last 2 years. His name is Elestepario Siberiano. He is the best drummer that ever lived. Trust me, he is an alien, as Danny Carey of Tool described him. He really is so good. I've never heard anything like it. If you're into drums, Elestepario Siberiano, you'll be glad you watched him. Fantastic. If you're more cerebral in your music, check out Make Weird Music. This sounds a lot worse than it is. It's a guy named Anthony Garone, and he explores experimental music and unusual music, but it's not that unusual. I mean, he did a whole special on a band called Gentle Giant, which I grew up watching as a kid. He breaks it down beautifully, and you learn a lot watching it, or I learn a lot watching it. He's a very good presenter too. Next up is one of my favorite jazz pianists of all time, is Emmett Cohen. Relatively small channel. Actually, does he have less subscribers than I do? No, 10 times more. He's a great musician, and you check him out if you're into jazz at all. Great pianist, nice character, and there's a lot of good music on that channel. Andy Rooney is a drummer from Australia, and I came across him mainly because he does these reaction videos, which are normally not something I'm particularly interested in. But he also gives drumming tips. I don't play the drums. I just enjoy watching good people play the drums. And he's an informative, engaging, funny guy. And I think his breakdowns of Elestepario Siberiano's drumming are what got me hooked into him. But he's very good, very good. I recommend him highly. If you're more into classical music, like I am a little bit, check out David Bruce, composer. He breaks down music in a very approachable but a little bit different way. And he breaks it down like a classical composer would. And you'll notice that he has a video this week on Jacob Collier, who was the first person that I mentioned. So be a great combination to look at his stuff as well as Jacob's. There's one other music channel that I watch fairly regularly. It's Justin Hawkins Rides Again. I don't know why I watch it. This guy absolutely irritates me no end. But he has a wonderful self-deprecating way of circling back and giving credit where credit is due. So he may be critical of the music that he's reviewing or whatever, but he always seems to do the right thing in the end. There's just a few more channels that I watch that don't fit in any good simple categories, and one of them is Guido's Fishing Adventures. The best video footage of the craziest places that you will just have to go. He is a fisherman, just a sport fisherman. He fishes off cliffs in Australia. This kind of cliff, if you can see there on the bottom left, he goes to the craziest places, catches gigantic fish, and does it all by himself. He's in these gorgeous places, just him and his GoPro. And at the end of every video, he makes a camp, lights a fire, and cooks his fish and eats it in a tortilla wrap. And I don't know why, I just can't get enough of watching that. But if you're into fishing, you must watch him. Guido's Fishing Adventures. Can't get enough of it. NKF Herping. This guy is a guy named Noah Fields. He's I think he lives in Georgia. And what he does is he takes you around hunting snakes, which is what I do when I'm not photographing things. I love to go look for snakes out in the woods. That's what this guy does, and he finds them. And he's very, very gentle with the snakes. He's very mindful of being committed to conservation. Everything he does is careful. He has a passion for the wildlife, and he loves what he does. His videos are worth watching. He's a nice guy, very, very self-effacing, and he's often out there with other people too, so you get to see him engage with others. Completely different than anything else on my list is an anonymous attorney called the Lockpicking Lawyer. If you've ever had any interest in learning anything about lockpicking for any reason, check this guy out. He's the best in the world. By far, he makes everybody else and every lock you've ever seen look ridiculous. He is so good at what he does. I think just a couple more. This is one of my favorite channels right now. Soft White Underbelly. I'm not going to tell you any more about it. You just need to check it out and read the titles and check out the videos. I watched one and have not been able to stop watching them. They are really, really good, very challenging. And I don't think I saved the picture, but there is a book. This is actually a photographer, this Mark Later guy, and his black and white portraits of the people that he interviews for this channel are stunning. I just ordered the first volume of his portraits, and it's a big coffee table book with full-length black and white portraits of all of these people he interviews. If you are a photographer, as you are, or you wouldn't be watching this, and you do any kind of people photography, I strongly recommend you to check this guy out. He handles some very, very difficult topics too. I love that channel. I love this channel too for a completely different reason. Mark Wiens is a little guy from Thailand, I think, though he lives in America, or I'm not sure where he lives, but he travels all through the East, eating the best food you can imagine, and it's just so much fun to watch. And he loves hot food. So if you're into any of that, check him out. He's very entertaining, very funny, very nice guy. Altogether, somebody you definitely want to have dinner with. There's one more, last one. And who is it? It's Simon Whistler. Is it Simon Whistler? I think it is. It is Simon Whistler. I knew it was a Whistler, but this guy, he makes these crazy little videos. They're usually very short, though 4 hours and no, that's got to be 4 minutes and 33 seconds. I hope, anyway. He makes these videos about history, and he always has a different twist on it. There's always something funny in there, but also there's some really weird stuff. But Simon Whistler, It's worth checking out. Very entertaining. Look, I'm out of time, and I finished with 30 seconds to go. I haven't had a chance to see what you guys have written, but I can see already just from scanning that there are all kinds of awesome suggestions here. Yes, I'm going to print off the chat, and I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to revise my list, because you're listing a lot of the stuff that I also watch. I put this together just on the basis of my subscriptions, and that's a pretty good idea of what I watch, but it's not all I watch, and I'm seeing lots of picks imperfect, Graham Williams, Keith Cooper, yes, Lennon the Bunny, no, I haven't seen that one. Oh, so many good suggestions here. Ringo Starr was not the best drummer that ever lived, not by a million miles. Joseph, your homework is to go listen to El Estepario Siberiano and get back to me on Thursday. And yes, Amy loves Rick Beato. Amy, you are a quality person. Guys, it's 1.5 minutes past 9 o'clock. I enjoyed that. We're going to get back to photography on Thursday, and I'm going to teach you how to pick the right lens for the job. Until then, stay safe and be well. Thank you for watching and putting up with my little self-indulgence this evening. Anybody want to come help me saw microscopes in half this weekend? You're welcome to come. Just let me know. I'm in Middle Earth. Just ask for me. They'll know where I am. Take care, everybody.